You are listening to the I Wish I Knew Stuff podcast with Mark and Nalo. They test things like news, culture, and other dumb stuff that they just wish they knew about. Subscribe to the channel and thanks for listening.
Yo, iWix listeners, it's Nalo again. We hope you enjoyed our last episode, in which was the first episode labeled Thoughts and Things. These episodes will pop up every once in a while. Sometimes we just need to talk some things out, so that's what we do. Do we learn stuff from these episodes? Well, yeah. We learn about ourselves and how petty we can be. The reality is, before we were podcasting, we had conversations like this anyway, and now you just get to hear them. It's pretty fun recording and figuring out all the ins and outs of this tech we have to use, though. Sound has been a nightmare. Sometimes the microphones work, then they don't, then they do again. We just adjust our sound for one episode, and then the next time, it's completely different. Well, thanks for hanging out with us while we figure it out anyway. And especially thank you to people that have given advice and encouragement along the way. We are currently looking into sponsorships so we can mutually benefit some local businesses. Mark and I really believe in building and saving our local economy, and we want to do our own part. If you have any idea of someone or a business that could benefit from having their ad mentioned and talked about on our podcast, we would be happy to connect with them. Well, enough with this boring stuff and on to, well, just more boring stuff. On this episode, Mark and I tried to learn about the Winter Olympics. But honestly, it was more like us pretending that we knew what we were talking about and totally failing. I hope you enjoy this nonsense. This episode is called Curling is for Fat Olympians. Enjoy. Okay, well.
Are we live?
Oh, we're talking.
Well.
I mean, not yet. But we are. Yeah.
We're talking, but we ain't live.
Yeah. So, how was your week this week?
It's only Monday, so
wow,
it was pretty boring.
Wow. Yeah. So your week so far being Monday.
Yeah, but the last week
sucked.
Was also boring.
Huh. Last week was super boring. Why is that?
Because I am the most boring person ever.
So you had to spend time with yourself, is what you're saying?
Yeah, for some of the week.
Yeah. Your wife was gone out of town?
Yeah, but she came back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It was the 17 days prior to last Tuesday that were real boring.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sometimes, hanging by yourself is really boring, especially now that we're old and married and have kids. Not really by ourselves that much anymore, so it's kind of scary.
The quiet got to me. It was just eerily quiet.
Did you watch any scary movies by yourself?
No.
That would have been
I watched
bad.
a lot of The Office by myself.
That's good. The Office is a great show. Well,
yep.
Our last podcast, we talked about how much we're annoyed at people for things. Mm-hmm. And that's, we could probably make like 10 episodes about stuff like that because people annoy me a lot. But no, only every once in a while we're going to have episodes that are focused on opinions and instead of just actually learning something. But not this episode. We're actually trying to learn something, right?
I think so. What are we trying to learn?
We are going to learn about the Olympics.
Oof.
Not just any Olympics. The Olympics.
The Spring Olympics.
Yeah. In some places, if it's the Winter Olympics, do they always have to have it in a certain hemisphere?
Yeah. Because technically it would be the Summer Olympics, like if they went to Australia to have them.
Yeah. I mean...
They'd be the Summer Olympics.
Sure. Right now it's it's February. Yep. It's February everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But for some people, February is summertime. So
how weird is that?
That is weird. Their toilets go backwards, too.
Do they really, though?
I don't know. Never been there. I guess there's a reason why. I don't know. Maybe that should be a pod. We're going to go to a different country to find out if toilets actually spin backwards.
You have to go to, they should make some country that has the equator going through it. Like, they should have a toilet north of the equator and one just south of it.
What if you get what if it's on the equator? Can't even flush it.
It just goes straight down.
Just sucked it right through. This is okay. We need to quit right now. Stop talking about toilets, because we did that in the last episode for quite a long time.
Do you think like people south of the equator think it's weird that February and January and stuff up north is winter?
Yeah.
Like their summer, they're like, yeah, it's February, got the summer.
Yeah, right. And then
we're
it's like July.
Screw February.
They're like, July, monsoon season. That's like winter for them. It's just nothing but torrential rains and death.
I wish.
Death by flooding.
I wish that was the winter here.
Yeah, except for we get negative degree.
I know. That's why
giant
I would rather have the tsunami.
I don't know. I like the snow.
I'm over it.
It snows, and then people are like, I hate the snow. I hate winter. I wish I lived in Arizona. And then summertime comes around, it's 105 degrees outside, and they're like, I hate everything. I hate my life.
I could deal with the snow. I'm okay with the snow. It's it's 10 below for the high today.
Yeah.
That I could do without.
And the other day I noticed it said 7 degrees on the little bank thing, and I went outside. It was definitely not 7 degrees. It was way lower than that. And it was windy. I mean, the other week it was like -10, and it did not feel this cold.
It wasn't windy, though.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
How can the temperature be below zero?
Below zero?
Yeah. Like, how do you get colder than nothing?
I don't know. And it's actually better with the Fahrenheit system because you can go lower with a still positive number, but I don't know. They should just make zero like so cold you die.
Yeah.
And then normal temperature is like 150.
Yeah.
Like, how hot is it outside? 150. Better wear a coat.
That's 150. I should probably grab a light jacket.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds logical.
Yeah, like take like 50 below, or like the coldest recorded Fahrenheit temperature on
absolute
Earth,
zero,
and make that zero, and then just go up from there.
Well, they tried. I mean, it's whatever is like -270 something degrees is absolute zero. So why don't they just start counting up from there, right? Anyway, back to the Olympics. We're talking about Olympics, specifically the Winter Olympics, and I don't really know. I like watching the Olympics. And I'm not really one of those kind of people that says I like the Olympics because it's un-American to not like the Olympics. I actually like them. I think they're entertaining.
Do people actually say that?
Yeah, I feel like some people think that it's awkward for people to like the Olympics or say that they like the Olympics, or because we're pretending.
I guess I have gotten, people have asked, are you watching the Olympics? And I'll say no. And they look at you like you got some weird thing growing out of your head. Like, what?
What kind of American are you?
You're not watching those?
Don't you know who is our guy? I still don't know, but I know the guy from Germany.
Red Gerard. He's the American kid.
Oh, yeah. The one that...
The snowboard kid.
He won gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the golden boy now.
Golden boy. Is he only 16 years old or something?
17.
17?
Do you think North Koreans are allowed to watch the Olympics on TV?
Dude, okay, so I want to touch on North Korea, actually, because I love talking about North Korea, because they suck so bad. Okay, so North and South Korea had to join forces, basically.
Like in some sports.
Yeah.
Some of them they're still separate, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's called like the Republic of
the Unified Korean Team.
Yeah. Like I swear I saw that Kim Jong-un and like the leader of South Korea were like had to sit by each other.
I don't know if he was there.
No?
I don't know. That would be really weird if he was. I feel like he wouldn't be allowed there.
Yeah, I agree too.
Like, oh, Kim Jong-un is here. He's...
Oh, that guy?
Yeah, no, get him out of here. I did see, though, if you haven't seen it, two people dressed up as Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un. Yeah. And were like walking around the stadium, like, hugging each other and stuff. Like,
that's hilarious.
Made it just look like they were best buds, just hanging out.
Their costumes look pretty cool.
They're all right.
It was obviously...
They got kicked out, but yeah.
Well, I guess so.
But yeah, it was pretty funny.
People get butt hurt about so easily these days. Sure, you make fun of one country in the Olympics. People hate you forever.
They're kind of making fun of two, I think. I don't know. Maybe. What if it was Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un
dressed up
disguised as themselves?
As each other.
Yeah, like
That would be crazy.
That would be like
you guys are kicked out. You can't kick me out. I'm the president of the United States of America. Well, you're in South Korea, so
rips off his Kim Jong-un mask against Donald Trump.
I feel like that is definitely the makings of a sick movie that's going to star
Sylvester Stallone.
Exactly. And Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Or it'll be like the interview
Sylvester Stallone. It'll be Sylvester Stallone and Jackie Chan.
Like, and they're going to name it like The Spy Next Door 2. That would be awesome.
So what are we talking about at the Olympics?
Yeah, okay. So I want to go, like, I don't know much about the Olympics, but I do like the Olympics and I want to know more about it, because run us through a list. Do you still have your list pulled up of the Winter Olympic sports?
It's a pretty extensive list. What do you want to know? There's like the basics and then it breaks it down into separate events.
Okay, so how many different types of skiing events are there?
Well, there's alpine skiing, biathlon, which is where they cross-country ski and shoot guns.
Cross-country skiing, lame.
So there's
shooting guns, awesome.
Alpine skiing, biathlon, cross-country skiing, freestyle skiing, Nordic combined, is that skiing?
Yeah.
Ski jumping, that's like all the base, like the base skiing things, and then they are broken down from there.
Okay. And there's snowboarding, slope style,
which is snowboarding.
Yep. And then is there half pipe, or is that X Games?
There is half pipe.
Half pipe.
And there is parallel giant slalom.
Do they do big air?
Yes. And snowboard cross, which is like a race.
Oh, okay.
Snow cross or whatever. Snowboard cross.
That sounds cool.
It sounds like super action packed, because it's like however many dudes racing each other on jumps and turns and sweet stuff that I can't do.
Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is figure skating. Just because I wanted to kind of get it out of the way. Actually, figure skating, when I was growing up, this was like what we watched.
Oh, yeah.
Winter Olympics were on. You watched bobsled and you watched figure skating. And, of course, we watched Scott Browning.
Was that his name?
I'm pretty sure.
Scott something, I think.
And he was from Montana. He's from Great Falls. And we were in Great Falls. Well, I grew up in Great Falls. So we would watch, and he would do a backflip on the ice.
Yeah.
And it was like the coolest thing ever. And this was like the age of Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding. And like figure skating was a freaking crazy sport. Like Tanya Harding like beating Nancy Kerrigan's legs before the event. And
she beat her legs?
Yeah. I mean, there's a movie that just came out about Tanya Harding, and she's like totally in the hallway.
What?
Got this nightstick and freaking hit Nancy Kerrigan's legs.
So you're mixing two people up now that I just learned this.
Oh, it is? Oh,
there was Kurt Browning. And Scott Hamilton.
Scott Hamilton, yeah. Scott Hamilton. So which one's the guy that does a backflip? Scott Hamilton? I think
it was Scott Hamilton.
Okay, yeah. And he's a short dude. He does a lot of announcing still. Like pretty much every Winter Olympics during the figure skating, I see Scott Hamilton.
Well, you wouldn't want somebody that is like a professional snowboarder announcing figure skating.
Well, I mean, I think it might be cool. You never know. That should be the thing of the future.
He just did I don't know what that was, but that was cool. It'd be like us announcing it. Well, that was sweet. He spun a bunch.
Yeah. We were just watching figure skating last night. NBCSports.com app. I totally stole my parents' cable account.
Oh, yeah. I do that with my sister-in-law. I steal theirs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the age of thievery. And I mean, who needs cable these days anyway? But we were watching figure skating, and I thought it was going to be cooler than it was. It was figure ice dancing.
That's real dumb.
And it was fun to make fun of. Like Elias and I were sitting there and we were like laughing out loud at some of the things they do. And then the announcers are even funnier because they're like, oh, they only got a yellow light on the twizzles. I was like, what did you just say? So there's a spot in the middle of the ice dancing where they have to twirl around at exactly the same speed and exactly the same time. And they have to start and stop their twizzles at the same time.
That's really what it's called?
Yeah. They're twizzles. And they kept saying it over and over and over. And it was like every time they said it, it would get funnier and funnier. And the team was like super terrible at their twizzles. And then they would show it in slow-mo. And then they looked so dumb. They would like, I swear the one dude almost punched the chick in the face on accident because they're spinning around and he's like leaning back. And his fist was like an inch from her face.
Nice.
Doing the twizzles.
Twizzles.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm watching more figure skating.
It makes me want some licorice.
I know, right? What?
So the ice dance, because the ice dancing is like super lame.
It had a Latin theme this year.
compared to like just like the individual stuff or whatever, where they're just like doing like crazy triple axles and stuff.
Like
and
the dude Nathan Chen
from the US, the quad or whatever.
Yeah, he does a quadruple axle, is what they call it, I think. They used to, there was like double axles all over the place, and then some of the guys would be triple axle. Nancy Kerrigan, bust out the triple axle. People are like, oh.
And now dude did a quadruple.
Yeah.
What is this world coming to?
I know. He's just like...
checking for roids.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that he messed up on his run this year. He did the quad perfect. And then like he did this little twizzle and messed up. And then he was like, I'm so mad at myself. Hopefully my next 2 rounds I do really well. But, he totally... like it's nothing now that he nails the quadruple axle. I don't know. Do you think it develops as fast as motocross or BMXing or skateboarding? No, I don't think so either. So, like, it's definitely just still not as exciting.
I think it's like how do I explain it? It's like a art form almost, like there's certain things that you stick to and you do them like perfect and awesome and you don't progress, it's like how much can it really progress? Because you can only make yourself jump so high on ice skates.
Unless you're roiding.
I guess, but even then, like dudes on like motorcycles, like I remember watching the first backflip, it was like on a tiny jump and now they're like blasting backflips on like 150-foot gaps, because they're just like
ice is still
growing bigger balls, like, and I'm gonna hit this jump at like 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, and an ice rink is still just flat.
Yep, and an ice rink.
It's still slick. Yeah, I mean, you get the sharper skates. Oh, you go like half a mile faster, and then cut your arm open when you fall.
It'd be cool if they like introduced like jumps or something into it, build some ice ramps for
well, in that dancing, the ice dancing, they had to they're supposed to perform one lift. They have to lift their partner up, and it was always the dude lifting the chick up. I don't know why they discriminate. I mean,
because they little dudes. We know them chicks can pick them up.
Yeah, you want a gold medal? Get that chick to lift the dude up and spin him around. That's what I'm saying.
You're tiny guys.
The funny thing is, though, I kept watching it and I kept thinking Blades of Glory. That's all I was thinking.
Chaz Michael Michaels.
This is freaking Blades of Glory right now. I love ice skating. Ice skating's life. I don't know. It seems so goofy to me, but
it is goofy. I can't get into it.
But if they did jumps, if they incorporated like ski jumps, little ice blocks that they had to like hop over an obstacle course or something.
Or just get rid of the stupid outfits. Like get your frilly dress shirt off or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Put on some...
I really think that the X Games is where like the real intense athletes are.
For the most part.
Yeah.
They're allowing the cool stuff like snowboarding and
X Games takes like such a back seat to Olympics though, I feel like.
Well, it's because the Olympics is like worldwide.
I don't know. X Games is pretty worldwide. There's lots of people from Europe and Australia and Africa.
I'm pretty sure in the next Summer Olympics they're going to have like BMX, like park and stuff like that.
Huh.
In the next Olympics.
They should.
Like it's becoming more of a like the extreme sports are becoming more recognized as mainstream.
So maybe it's just a matter of time before we see them combine, really?
Pretty much, yeah. Like or it'll just be their own separate thing, like the Olympics, you get picked to be on your country's team. X Games is like individual,
Yeah.
You're not representing your country per se, you're just yourself.
So I know it's not in the Winter Olympics, but I always thought that we kind of cheated with the Dream Team in NBA. Like bringing like our 6 best dudes over to play in the Olympic basketball team when we just take everybody's players anyway.
Yeah.
So we're going to take all the best players because we got money. And then we're going to enter the Olympics and just destroy the world with our dream team. I mean, they did that in the 90s with Wayne Gretzky and all those hockey players. He could have just
played by himself, probably.
I like when people like, they live in the United States. Yeah, they play for a U.S., NFL, NBA, NHL team or whatever it is. But then they play for their country in the Olympics. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I always Thought that was a little weird, especially like with hockey. You know, you have the NHL, which is all mostly in America, but then the Olympics come around and it's like, bam, I play for Sweden or Canada or USA.
Yeah, carrying like, Russian flag around when you live in the U.S.
Or the OAR flag.
Oh, yeah, true. Just like white with some Olympic rings.
Yeah, it's a lane.
Okay, let's talk about the OAR for a second, because do you know why they
were like juicing or something?
Yeah, okay, so I read one article about it, and then I don't think I'm remembering it correctly, but the Russian team, some of them, were juicing after they were getting checked. So then I don't know exactly how it all went down, but those athletes pretty much got their right to do whatever taken away. The ones that didn't do it, the ones that were tested normal, they still couldn't fly because, they're like shaming their country basically. So they made it so they couldn't fly their flag and they couldn't compete as the Russian team. So they kind of formed their own team called the Olympic Athletes of Russia. And they just have like an Olympic flag. I don't know, maybe it's a loophole or something. I didn't read really into it, but I think it's kind of cool that they're still competing.
Freaking Russians.
I know. I mean, Vlad's probably over there like,
dang it, we got caught.
I really wanted to beat Trump in curling. Like, that's how I know.
We're talking about their best buds. Don't you know that, the Russians meddled in our election?
They colluded with each other, right?
Colluded.
But what Hillary doesn't know is that they were just planning on taking over the Olympics. It had nothing to do with anything else. Mm-hmm. He just wanted Trump to let him win a round in curling.
They should have an Olympics where it's just the world leaders competing in curling.
Oh, yeah, that would be kind of cool. Like a sport where once you become the president or like the leader of a country, then once a year or once every 5 years or whatever, come together and do a boxing match or something, see which world leader's really the best.
That'd be sweet.
That would be kind of cool. Trump would lose.
For sure.
Yeah, he would, if he had to fight Vlad.
Punch his little toupee right off his head.
It's real hair, Mark. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, he doesn't look any kind of athletic or, he could probably go up and down a flight of stairs once. I don't know.
He could pay somebody to compete for him. Yeah,
true. There's probably a loophole that his lawyers would find. Be like, oh, I'm not competing. I'm going to have the Russian guy from Rocky compete for me. Anyway, so that's enough out of figure skating. The figure skating is now lame. It's not like the 90s where it was awesome. And if you're listening to this and you know where it was at when Tawny Harding and Nancy Kerrigan and
it just hit its glory. It hit its heyday already. It
agree.
Hit the peak.
Right now, it's like the coolest people that are in the Olympics are in snowboarding.
I would say so.
Yeah. But let's talk about bobsled. Bobsleigh.
Okay. 1 second.
And, getting the pillow. Man, these wooden chairs that I got are just really terrible.
Didn't they have pads on them?
No.
I thought they did.
There's a pad down here. You might be able to sit on it.
Oh, yeah. Here we come.
But bobsled. Okay, so I feel like part of the reason why bobsled's even popular.
Cool runnings.
Is because of cool runnings. I mean, it's a cool thing, though. I understand how you get into bobsled. You're a kid. And you find the biggest hill ever, and you get on a long sled, and then you pile as many people on it.
Your soapbox car?
Yeah. I mean, I had long sleds. We would put like 4 people on a 2-person sled and then go down the hill and break our legs. That's where bobsled, kind of was invented, just because that's like a natural progression when you're a kid. But what about ski jumping? I don't think ski jumping is something that you naturally progress into. Like, it's probably an accident.
How do you accidentally jump 85 meters?
Okay, so this is a scenario for you.
Or you accidentally have on 12-foot skis.
No, the ski size didn't matter. It's the size of the jump that matters. Oh. So I'm thinking like you feeling daring one time. You're on your skis. You go to the top of the mountain. You've never been there before. You're like, I don't know what these signs mean. The blue circle is kind of alarming. I hate blue. I'm going to go for this black diamond over here.
It's more calming.
I like black. I like diamonds. I play poker. There's got 2 diamonds on this one. Double black diamond, it says.
But black diamonds are red in cards.
Whatever. I like black.
All right.
So I'm just thinking it's an accident. This was some guy up there and no one's around. No one's gonna be like, hey, dude, don't go down that one. That's for experts and Olympians. And then you can't stop because you don't know how to stop. So you're just aiming straight down, right? So that's what they do. They aim straight down. And then you just go off a cliff. And you're just like, off the cliff. You don't know what to do.
And you just so happen to lean forward and fly a little bit.
No, you either die or you make it. One of the two. And the guys that make it, they're the Olympic ski jumpers.
Do you think it's an adrenaline rush for them guys still?
I don't know.
Or if
At
it's
first
just
it
like
probably would
it's
be.
just like another day in the office, like, oh, you just jump,
Got a freaking ski jump.
just jump to 100 meters.
Yeah. I want to see. Okay, I'm going to Google it. I want to see how long. Like,
What's the world record long ski jump?
okay, we'll find out here. But down.
Would Michael Jackson have been a good ski jumper?
Because he's so skinny or what?
Because he could lean forward like no one's business, like when he was dancing.
Yeah, especially like this picture right here. That dude's legs look broke. I mean, that happened to me. I got rods and screws in my leg because of skiing. And my leg looked like that, but it was an accident. All right, so...
Oh, look, history.
History.
There's how you find out how it started.
I don't want to read no history. I know this is I Wish I Knew Stuff podcast. And
But we don't care that
much.
much.
Let's see. 2014 Olympic Games.
I'll beat you to it. Norwegian ski jumper Anders Fonnemel has set the new world record in his sport after soaring 251.5 meters.
Dang, that's really far.
I mean, we were watching the short jump and they were doing like 85 meters the other night.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
How many feet is 251 meters? That's like 750-ish feet.
Yeah, because 200 meters is like 650 or something like that, 660.
That's retarded.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I don't
I don't know. When they were showing the hill, like we were watching,
that big.
it doesn't look that big from the bottom, but then when they show it from the top, you're like,
True that. And that was the
I'm
short
jumping
hill.
out of an airplane right now.
And that was the short hill.
That was the short hill. Wait till X Games get a hold of this hill. And then you gotta. When are we gonna incorporate squirrel suits into different sport? Like ski jumping would be a perfect one. So you make the landing like another 1,000 yards away, and then put sharks and lava in the middle, and then give them a squirrel suit, and you get to the end, and you're just like, and then you got to fly over this lava pit. I mean, this sounds like a much more
So it's
exciting
life or
one.
death.
You want to win a gold medal? That's not as exciting as just living.
True. Sorry, I'm watching the video of this dude drive or fly 251 meters, and it is ridiculous.
Like he actually...
He's just like floating down this mountain.
Was that a world record?
Yeah, 251 meters.
Oh
was the
my
world record.
gosh. I wonder if you get lift. Like you must.
I don't know if you get lift, but your giant skis probably, for sure, prevent you from falling down so fast.
Oh, okay. All right.
Whatever the opposite, or wouldn't even be the opposite, but it doesn't create lift, but it doesn't increases drag or something. Keeps you from falling so fast.
I agree. Because it would literally feel like I'm flying. I bet you I would think I'm
feet
flying.
parachutes. What if instead of like the squirrel suits, they just put their arms in like these big, giant like fiberglass wings?
Yeah. So you got giant blades on your feet and giant blades on your hands.
Yeah,
So
you just fly, or you would
you would look a lot like one of them water landing planes.
You would sail. Yeah, you'd just be a sailor. You wouldn't have an engine or anything, but
Maybe they should,
put the landing like a mile away.
or put one of those ropes. Have them hold on to one of these ropes and see how far we can launch them off of this thing. So hold on to this rope. We're going to pull you to 120 miles an hour. Really launch them.
To up the, we could get rid of the squirrel suits and the wings.
Okay.
There's still a hill, but there's a giant, like, bungee cord that slingshots you down the hill. So, like, you still go down the normal ski hill, but you have...
So it's a lot like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, you have a big old slingshot that jettisons you,
Sponsored by Acme.
Yeah. Launches you off the end of this thing at, like, 200 miles an hour or something like that.
Yeah, kind of like an aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a freaking steam-powered slingshot launches you down this mountain.
What if you fall in the middle of it? Is it still propelling you?
Oh, yeah.
That guy has no face. You fell in the middle of it. You don't want to do that. You get launched, man. That would be cool.
Oh, yeah. They're going to have to do something like that. In 10 years, we're going to be bored.
Yeah. I mean, this generation is fickle.
Yep.
I mean, we don't care about nothing.
Oh,
no
ski
more.
jumping? That's been unchanged for...
Ha 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 ha, entertain me with giant bungees.
Put a freaking bungee cord on that guy. That could be like our steroid league, like we've always talked about having like steroid football league.
Oh, yeah.
You just have your, steroid ski jumping league.
Yeah, just give people an option. You want to be honest or you want to dope it up? If you want to dope it up, you play in the extreme. That's what I thought the XFL was at first.
Dude, XFL's coming back.
I hope so.
It really is. Like in 2019, I think it's coming back.
Is it the dope league?
It should be. Why? I mean, if they're going to use the performance enhancing drugs regardless, I feel like. So just make a league for those people. Like,
you want to use it? Cool. Just get jacked.
Yeah, now you can't take advantage of everybody because everybody else is going to be a meathead.
Yeah. It would be like professional wrestling, only with real sport. Have you seen the video of the dudes just like wooing at each other? Woo!
Oh,
woo! Yeah. Like, I love that.
But could you imagine like a mixed martial arts, like a UFC, where they're allowed to freaking use steroids? Like, I think they would die.
Oh, yeah. And then it would be like, well.
Yeah, next.
He signed a waiver.
They could just do like gladiators. Like the guy stays. You go until you get to the end. Like you just keep killing people until you die.
Yeah, just like as soon as one dude's dead, you pull him out and throw another dude in there. Yeah. It reminds me of like the stories I used to hear when because I grew up in the 90s, and it was the whole dare to be on drugs. The DARE program, and then
I dare you to be on drugs.
Yeah, I know, right? And then. But they would talk about LSD. And then you'd hear the stories of like the dude running from the cops. He's on LSD and he gets shot like 14 times. He's still running down the street. Like, that's what I feel like these guys would be like. They would just get so roid rage. They wouldn't even be thinking anymore. They're just like, oh, and like doing their thing. You
rip their arms off and they would just not even care.
Baseball stadiums would have to be so huge.
Yeah,
because
a football field's like 300 yards now because the quarterback can throw it 200.
The baseball bats are like twice as thick. They're just like huge, giant, like caveman mallets. And they hit them like, I don't know,
1,000 feet.
Yeah. They take these old airports that are abandoned and turn them into baseball fields because they need that distance.
And the pitcher throws like $150.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't even have a human catcher anymore. And then.
Like, if you can hit it,
that fast.
If you can hit it, you're automatically on first base. Like,
yeah. It's going 150 miles an hour.
Good luck hitting it.
Yeah, that's a slow speed too.
Yeah, yeah, that's the off-speed pitch.
Wait till you get the Nolan Ryan in there.
The Nolan Ryan of steroid baseball.
That's an achievement right there. That'd be a long name to have on the back of your shirt. No, they gotta have names like Dynamite.
Yeah, you can't use your real name. It's
you
just
gotta have a nickname.
Nicknames. That's what
Chainsaw.
They did that in the XFL. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, see, I'm telling you, all they need to do is let dope. And just make it legal in the XFL.
Yeah. We should just start our own football league. It's like, you like steroids? Come play for us.
I won't be a coach, though, because I ain't going to get all doped up.
Anyway, what about...
Back to the Olympics. Oh, boy. Yeah, okay, so we talked a little bit about skiing. We talked about... I want to talk about biathlon because it's two sports put together. One is super lame and one is super cool. I feel like it would not
Shooting is pretty lame.
Not that one.
I would have to disagree with you on cross-country skiing being pretty lame.
Okay.
It's probably not very fun to watch. But
I don't think it's fun to do either. It looks exhausting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't ever do it. But those guys are exerting an incredible amount of energy to do something like that. Because sometimes they're skiing up hills even. Like they're going up an incline on their stupid skis.
Yeah, and they look like they're hobbling penguins.
And they go for like hours doing it. They go for like hours, and then they have to go shoot a gun, you know?
Yeah, I think it's crazy. Like our friend Josh used to do biathlons, only he would run instead of ski. And then he would do the shooting, and there was standing and laying down, right?
Something like that, yeah.
It seems so cool. Like, wow, dude, you're a biathlete? That sounds awesome. And then until he told me about it, and then it was only half awesome to me because like it was running.
You went and ran. Never mind.
You got to run? Oh no, that ain't for me. Like I'll shoot guns. Can I just? Is there just a single athlon? We just shoot. It's in the Summer Olympics.
Biathlon. Unathlon.
Unathlon.
I'm a unathlete.
I'm a unathlete. What do? I shoot guns.
Yep.
It's sick, bro. It's not in the Olympics yet, but I'm training. Yeah, I don't know. Biathlon's cool, and their guns are so sick.
As far as a 22, yeah, they're pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean they're really expensive and super custom made, like made specifically for their hand. Like no one else would really be able to shoot their gun, and it even has like their chin mold on it. So like they put their face in the same exact spot every time.
Chin mold.
A chin mold. Let's just say that 10 times.
Chin mold. I was thinking of like, mold. Like for some reason somebody's chin was moldy. Like, oh, gross.
I haven't taken a shower in weeks. Look at this chin mold. Bro, you need to shave. Got some chin mold.
Your chin mold is out of control.
Your chin mold is dank. Like I could scrape that off and make a blue cheese sandwich.
Gross. How?
I know you love blue cheese.
I don't know the rules of this. Like, do they have to ski for like an hour and then shoot like 100 yards or?
No, it's like quick shots at a short distance. And I will tell you here.
Learn me.
It says the biathlon is a winter sport that combines cross-country skiing and rifle shooting.
Got it.
It is treated as a race where the contestant with the shortest total time wins. So basically they go, let me see here, there's the rules, basic concepts. Skiing around 150 meter penalty loop. Oh, okay, hold on. For each shooting round, the biathlete must hit 5 targets and receives a penalty for each target missed, which varies according to the competition rules. So they actually add time. If they miss a thing, it adds to their time, and their entire purpose is to have the shortest amount of time.
If they miss, they have to ski around the 150 meter penalty loop.
Yes. So they could go straight back onto the track if they do great. If not, they have to go around a loop and then back onto the track. I remember watching that for sure. That's funny to watch.
So are they just on a loop and they do like 10 laps and then shoot? Or
no, it's the 20 like all kinds of different 12 miles race. So yeah, it's that's the individual one. Biathlete shoots 4 times in any shooting lane. Prone, standing, 20 total targets. Each missed target gets penalty time. Usually a minute is added. They're staggered by 30 seconds, so they're not like running into each other or shooting each other.
That's what I was thinking, like that'd be the easiest way to beat everybody. You just shoot them.
Yeah, I think they outlawed that now. Too many people.
You disable them, you shoot them in the legs.
That's how the Russians were winning.
Yeah, don't kill them, just shoot them in the legs so they can't ski.
In the 40s, Nazi Germany was really winning the biathlon. I don't know.
They just shot everybody.
Yep. We're the last competitors, so it doesn't matter what time we get. That's terrible and disgusting. Why would you even suggest that?
I'm just saying. Do they carry their gun with them while they're skiing?
Yeah, their gun has like these backpack straps. It's crazy. They sling it on, and it's crazy watching them shoot too, especially towards the end. They pull these things off and they're laying prone, and they can't even, their like whole body is shaking. They can't even, it's so crazy. I'm like, I would not want to do that. I'll just do the shooting part, not the skiing part. So yeah, biathlon, probably one of the crazier and most taxing of the winter sports, I think.
I would think so, yeah.
Like these people are legitimately athletes. Like they're great marksmen. Their cardio is through the roof. They're like marathon runners that do this on skis. And have you seen any of the practice things where in the summertime they go, these people would go up to like the Beartooth Pass and they would have ski poles and rollerblades and they would go up and down the mountain.
I want to try that.
Heck no, I'll film.
I'll film.
If you want to do that.
From a car.
I'll just film from a car and then I'll make fun of you. Yell. I'll heckle you. Yeah. Go faster, you idiot.
Go, you gimp.
What are you doing? Use your both legs.
Use your both legs.
I don't even know what that means.
Well,
all right. So
one's
luge
cool.
and skeleton. Let's move on to luge and skeleton.
We got to get to the good stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Let's just touch on these.
Okay, yeah. Luge is like
Insane.
sledding as a kid, only it's at 70 miles an hour. Actually, faster than that. They go like 80.
Wow.
And it's pretty crazy to watch. Some dude died last Olympics.
Really?
Yeah, he flew off the track and hit like one of the support beams and broke every bone in his body.
Can they steer them things, or are they just kind of at the mercy? Like once they're on it, they're just on it for the ride.
They steer it by moving their body weight from side to side.
So just leaning.
Yeah, and I'm assuming it's similar to the skeleton because I watched a lot of the skeleton stuff.
Skeleton.
Yeah, because it's like luge, only they go head first, and it's crazy. And they steer it with their shoulders. Like they push down, with their shoulders, and it's crazy watching these people do it. And they do like 5 Gs in these corners, and their neck is like hanging over the edge of this thing. They gotta have the strongest necks ever. And it's funny in slow motion, you're watching them, and their whole body is like jiggling on this thing, and they're going down these little.
Except their head.
Yeah, and their eyes are like at the top of their eye sockets, like looking, like staring straight. I would get such a headache from that. But
Yep.
I don't know. They like it. They're skeletons. And I guess it's called a skeleton because of the way when they first started doing this, the sleds looked like when they like would lean them up against something or from a distance, they would look like a human skeleton.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's what they call it.
Crazy.
So by interesting, what do you mean? You want to get into curling?
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, I love curling.
Curling or slope style.
Slope style.
Or
good.
curling.
Or curling.
Or curling.
Okay, so I think curling is super dope, actually.
There's so many cool things actually in the Winter Olympics.
There is. And I think curling gets a bad rap, but I think just because people think it's cool and it's fun to make fun of. But it is legitimately a really cool thing. And the more I watch it, the more I get addicted to watching it.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's the most relatable to us because you
Yeah.
like pretty much can be fat and out of shape and for the most part play it.
Yeah.
Probably not on an Olympic level, but...
Well, no. Well, maybe because the American dude, him and his wife, right? It's
for the mixed doubles, yeah.
Yeah. So
Maybe
they're a team, and he looks like Mario from the Super Mario.
Mario.
He looks like Mario. He has a red hat and a mustache and this belly, and I feel like they
should have
train.
put suspenders on. Like he should have put overalls on.
Somebody should email him so he does it for like the finals.
Like that should have been the Team USA like uniform for
Team USA is Super Mario Brothers. That would be so awesome.
Nick. In 4 years they can do it.
Yeah, I feel like their training has nothing physical. Like they sit around eating wings, drinking beer, watching tapes of curling. And like, look at them Chinese guys. They ain't as good as us.
They just can't do it.
They can't do it. We're from Chicago. I don't know why. I'm from Chicago all of a sudden, but
Maybe like this will probably get some hate, maybe, but
say whatever you want.
because the dude pushes it and like his wife scrubs.
Yeah.
So do you think her practicing is cleaning the floors at home?
Probably. He's probably standing there like, faster, sweep, stop, go, stop.
You missed the spot.
But the ironic thing about it is there's only one line of clean spots.
Yeah.
It's like they wear, because she can only clean in one line.
Or like she just practices like the speed. She's like, watch how fast I can mop this floor. Just done.
What if how they work out is using shake weights?
They might.
They just like shake weight. Yeah.
Because they are really fast at sweeping that ice.
I'm telling you, I think maybe shake weight was invented by someone that is a professional curler.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Why is it called curling?
I don't know. It actually is kind of a silly name for what it is. It's like marble ball bowling. Oh, that's a stupid name.
Marble
too.
ball bowling. That was worse than curling.
Marble pucks.
Are they marble or granite?
I think they're granite because actually there's a special kind of granite that you can only get in 2 places in the world.
Maybe it's called curl granite.
Now you're going somewhere. I think this is. I don't know. Google it.
I'm going to.
All right. Curling, though, is crazy because you definitely don't have to be in shape to be a curler. You just have to have strong arms and be able to move fast.
True.
You know, and did you
And be able
notice?
to just like gracefully let go of the puck, like just.
Oh, there's definitely an art form. It's like when bowlers have their own like follow through where they sweep their leg over. Mm-hmm. Curling reminds me of that. If you don't have the same form every time. Like, if you start your form really stupid and it's successful, you better do that stupid form every time. Because curling, I don't know, it's so cool. I was watching Chinese versus USA, and the Chinese team, they were doing really good. And then every time they put one in the center, the USA team would just knock it out of the thing. And then by the end of it, the USA team had 5 in the center, and it was like perfectly shaped like a flower. And then the Chinese team they had 1 in there, and they tried to like knock the other 5 out, and they ended up knocking their own out. It was just crazy. Like, these are Olympic people. You know, they're Olympic athletes, and they can't even do it.
It seems like it's like
maybe it's way harder than I think.
Is it hard to get on the Olympic curling team?
I bet it is. I mean, we have a curling team right here in Billings.
We should join it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a curling league. How do you know that Mark and Nalo aren't the best curlers in the world?
We don't.
You know, we missed our calling. We could have been gold medalists in the Olympics. But instead, we're sitting here.
Time. We got 4 years to get ready for the next Olympics.
Anyway, isn't it every 2 years?
Every 2 years there's an Olympics. So in 2 years it will be the Summer Olympics.
Oh, really?
Yep. And then in 4 years it'll be the next Winter Olympics.
I thought it was every 4 years summer, every 2 years winter.
Nope.
Oh.
Anyway, curling got its name because the stones, when you push them, you sometimes can give it a little spin. Or a curl.
Oh, okay.
And it'll, if it spins to the right, it'll curl to the right.
I do notice that they're doing that.
So that's where it got its name.
I mean, there's nobody lived on an island somewhere in the tropics that invented this game. You know, it was like bored people that lived in Greenland.
What did they call it before curling, though? Because it said...
Norway.
Because, they obviously were playing the game and then noticed
How do I know what they called it? It was in Norwegian.
I don't know. But I'm just saying, gleep glop. And they're like, wait, the stone curls. Let's call it curling instead,
Yeah.
What was it called prior to curling?
It's probably a stupid U.S. translation.
Gleep glop.
Yeah. And then we're like, that's a stupid name. We're going to call it curling.
Yep. Everybody else calls it gleep glop except us.
Then we got Trump as president, so people are just like, okay, whatever.
We're going to make curling great again.
Nobody does curling better than I do. No one knows curling like I do. I'm the best curler.
He might be.
I was in a curling league once. Nobody knows curling like I do.
I watched it on TV once.
I bought a curling
iron.
Curling iron for my hair. It was terrible. I bought a straightener instead.
What if he was just so disconnected, that he thought curling was like a hair curling competition?
Yeah, that would be funny.
Just like he thought that there was a X-52 warplane or whatever the Call of Duty one was, and he said that we just sent a bunch of them to Ireland or whatever.
Yeah. That makes me think, does Trump just game on the weekends? I wonder if he's got an Xbox account.
He might.
Hey, Trump.
Gamer tag.
Just email the governor and be like, can you forward this to the press? I need to know what his gamer tag is. I mean, because you're supposed to be able to ask your governor anything.
True.
You can write your governor if you want. I'm going to say, what's the POTUS gamer tag?
What if it's POTUS? I wonder if it isn't, if there is one.
Yeah.
Does somebody have the gamer tag?
I'm sure.
POTUS?
That would be
What about FLOTUS?
What is that?
First Lady of the United States.
That's what they call her?
Yeah, FLOTUS.
POTUS and FLOTUS? Yeah. That sounds like a children's book that somebody's supposed to write.
Is there that wouldn't work. First kid of the United...
Dude, this is a side note.
FOCOTUS.
But I definitely think that the movie Idiocracy is coming true.
Definitely. Yep. That's all I got to say. We can talk about that with time travel because that takes place in the future.
Oh, dude. That's a great idea. We'll have to talk about that. Okay, so I wanted to kind of... What were you going to point out something?
Freestyle skiing, the moguls.
Oh, yeah,
How those dudes not blow their knees out?
I was watching Ladies Moguls last night. They go down 10 moguls and then they hit a jump. And most of them do a backflip or something.
Yeah.
Or 360. And it's quite small compared to some of the big air stuff, but it's still difficult.
And then they land and do more moguls.
Yeah, they land and do 400 moguls. And then they do another jump.
Yeah.
And the second jump's supposed to be bigger than the other one. People were going hard. Some of these chicks were doing aerial and then 400 moguls, and then another aerial the opposite direction.
Yeah. Switch.
Like a switch aerial. Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, 6th place. Like, geez, what do you have to do? And they were like critiquing it so much. Like, their feet came apart like half an inch. And they're like, oh, yep, you suck.
Yeah. That's like, the Olympics is like all about like perfection. Like, because I remember watching the snowboarding stuff and they're like, oh, he came off the rail about 6 inches too early.
Yeah. It's the sickest tricks we've ever seen in our lives.
He landed a little sideways. Yeah, he did a 1620, but his hand touched the ground.
Oh, what an idiot.
This guy sucks.
Go back to the foam pits, you friggin' noob.
Do they have foam pits for snowboarding?
Heck yeah, they do. Probably.
Just put that foam pit now 400 yards down the mountain. I'll try to jump into it.
I mean, hey, maybe. Shaun White got his own mountain. He probably got a foam pit.
Got his own mountain.
He does.
I know.
He just goes out and I'm just going to snowboard today.
Yeah, them moguls people, it's like when you watch it looks like they're going to like knee themselves in the forehead or something,
The slow motion definitely looks like that. Like their head doesn't move, but their knees move like 8 feet both directions.
Just whacking themselves in the head. I couldn't
Moguls
do it.
people don't have any teeth.
Yeah.
All right, so some honorable mentions about the Olympics here. Let's see. Oh, I got them saved up here. Bandy.
What's bandy?
Bandy. Make a guess on what bandy would be.
If I had to guess, I don't know.
It's not shooting rubber bands with a rubber band gun.
That was going to be my guess.
Nope, it's not that.
Is it the best band, like a battle of the bands?
Very close. It's very close. No, it's basically hockey.
Oh.
And they use a ball instead of a puck.
That's retarded.
And Wikipedia, because we all know Wikipedia is like the Bible of the internet.
It's on the internet. You can't be fake.
It's 100% true. Bandy is the world's second most popular winter sport after ice hockey.
No, it's not.
I just don't believe it.
Never heard of it. It can't be.
Never heard of bandy, and I'm a genius. I live in Billings, Montana, the cream of the crop. Where geniuses grow up.
So what if it's like the most popular sport in China, which is like the most populated country on the planet?
Probably.
So then technically it is, it is behind ice hockey.
If China and India play it, then it's the most popular thing in the world because they have the most people.
Yeah.
All right.
But we've just never heard about it because it's over in China and India.
Yeah. Probably, but I mean, we're talking. This is like it says Swedish. It's Swedish.
Oh, Swedish.
There's like 12 people that live in Sweden.
Sweden.
I don't know.
So it's hockey with a ball.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that still a sport?
It said that no. It was in the Winter Olympics in 1954.
Yeah. Did they have ice hockey in the Olympics in '54 as well?
Probably not. I didn't really look that up.
They played bandy and they're like, screw this. Let's play with a puck instead.
Yeah, like I don't. How did they achieve that though? Like somebody's 4-day-old chocolate donut accidentally made it on the ice, and they're like, "Hey, where'd the ball go, man?
Let's get a game of bandy going real quick with this donut."
I don't got a ball. I got a donut.
Why are they from Chicago?
I don't know. Everybody's from Chicago, all right? If I do an impression, they're from Chicago. So, okay, I don't even know really how to say this. I think it's ski joring.
Ski joring, yeah.
Ski joring.
They do that in Red Lodge.
They do.
Oh yeah.
This is also a Norwegian thing. Freaking Sweden and Norwegia.
Yeah, there's a straight up like Red Lodge ski joring. I don't know when they do it, but they do it.
Okay, so ski joring.
With a horse.
Yeah. It's a winter sport where a person on skis is pulled by a horse, a dog, or a motor vehicle. See, the motor vehicle thing, I've done that plenty of times down the street with my friends, and we called that, what do we call that?
Skitching.
Skitching, yeah. Oh, it's kind of close. Ski joring, skitching.
Yeah.
But
they do like jumps and stuff in
thing.
ski joring. They like hit jumps and stuff.
Ski jor racing with dogs or horses. So it's cross-country skier, but they're not under their own power. A dog or horse is pulling them. And then they race or what?
I think it's like a timed thing. At least like the one that I'm aware of here. It's like a timed. You have like a little figure 8 track or something like that.
Okay.
And there's jumps in it. And, your freaking horse pulls you over these jumps. And the horse doesn't hit the jumps, but you do.
Yeah.
And it's just like a timed thing.
To be honest, I think we could probably get rid of something. Like get rid of cross-country skiing and just do ski joring again. Because it's similar. I mean, you still cross-country ski, only it's way more extreme.
Because you have a horse pulling you.
And he's pooping and you gotta like slalom through the turds.
What they should do is make dogs do it, but like give them like wimpy dogs. Like you have a team of 100 wiener dogs or something like that pulling you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like you can enter any dog, but you can only have so much power.
You can have your team of like 6 huskies, or you can have 100 wiener dogs. They're going to exert the same amount of power.
Yeah, but I mean, do you really think 100 wiener dogs are going to last longer than 6 huskies, though?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like they're going to get distracted really easily.
Or 1,000 chihuahuas.
Half of them are fighting with each other, for one. And then the other two, or the other half.
I'm the only one that thinks this is funny.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. Yeah. I mean, you get a team of 12 basset hounds and they tripping on their ears.
Or like you show up, like you fly over there, but the airline loses all your huskies, and so you have to like borrow some other dogs.
Where'd you put your huskies?
Yeah, they're on the plane.
In the luggage compartment?
Well, that's where they fly, I think. But yeah,
I guess I didn't think of that before. Airlines lose your luggage, and dogs fly in the luggage compartment. Yeah. So you could be going to New York, and your dog ends up in the Bahamas.
Yeah. So anyway,
dang it.
You're like an Olympic athlete. You're flying over there. They lose your huskies.
Oh, dang it.
And so now you're like scrambling. The venue's like, well, we got these dogs that you can, use.
We got some loner dogs.
Yeah, we got some loner dogs, but
for a nominal fee.
And it's just like this ragtag bunch of dogs, like there's like, the one wiener dog. And then there's like a basset hound, just like a mixed mat group of dogs that don't work well together. It could be like an underdog story, like you come back and win a gold medal with this ragtag bunch of dogs.
That would be kind of dope.
Yeah.
Ski should be
a real thing.
Yeah, I think this is we're on a roll here.
I mean, it is a real thing. It should be an Olympic thing.
It should be an Olympics. I'm telling you, ski joring. I was reading about it. It just seems so cool. Ski driving is what the Norwegian word means.
Oh, dude.
Ski-joring.
You just said ski driving. What if...
Ski driving.
What if winter rally, like just snow drifting, was an Olympic sport? Like...
I hope so one day.
Here's your beater Nissan.
Or you have to drive a car from your country.
Yeah. I brought my Mustang.
Yeah, U.S. gets awesome ones. Europe gets awesome ones. Australia gets cool awesome ones.
Pretty much.
Japan does great. China, not so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Korea, they get Hyundais.
They could have a Genesis.
They could have a Genesis or something, but they could also have like Daewoo.
I don't think anybody would pick a Daewoo.
I don't know. What if that's all you can get? You have to have so much power. Oh, your Genesis, too much power. Get the Daewoo.
Yeah, and it's got to be like a car from the 90s, so, yeah, because it's a beater Olympic drifting,
right? That would be awesome.
And they just have like
the American cars might be a curse though, because you might be able to bring a Mustang, but it could be like a 98 V6 Mustang, and those suck.
You might kill it though in snow drifting.
Sorry, Mustang owners, your cars suck.
Yep, the Japanese would do good. Got their FDs and their Skylines and.
Totally. Especially if there was like an engine restriction for size, Japan would win. Easily.
They'd probably win anyway. They invented drifting.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, you're right.
Did they invent like snow drifting?
I saw it.
I
seen them do it on Mount Fuji.
Haven't you ever watched Initial D?
I've played Forza 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Horizon 1, 2, and 3. Played them.
I've played them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like just have a parking lot set up and there's obstacles, people to avoid, like dummies like pop up out of nowhere. You gotta avoid it.
Yeah, I agree.
Skirt around it.
We could easily improve the Winter Olympics if they let us.
Oh, yeah.
Let Mark and Nalo in there. We are going to just revamp the Winter Olympics. We're going to keep a lot of the stuff, but we're going to get rid of
the dumb stuff like figure skating.
Yeah, figure skating. Unless we bring back the like leg beating stuff and like the whole
the leg beating.
Like Tanya Harding, I'm pretty sure she had like connections to the mafia and stuff like that. I mean, it's crazy. They just came out. I'm going to go watch that movie.
What about they compete, like they do their routines at the same time?
Yeah.
So you got like competitors going at the same time.
That's a great idea.
And like they don't know each other's routes and stuff, because they all plan out
and they just freaking crash.
Yeah, they plan out their performance. They're like, okay, here's 4 people doing their routine.
They got
all
like
at
medical
once.
teams waiting on the side because somebody's arm is getting cut off.
Yeah.
Like, fell. And it's...
Or they're allowed to so they have to watch out to not run into each other. So they still got to perform their routines, but they're also allowed to maybe shove one of the other people down.
Give them chains and stuff.
Well, maybe not chains, but
I'm thinking chains.
Okay, they can have chains.
Like little,
yeah.
And Tanya Harding, she had something going.
I think you got something for Tanya Harding.
I just think that's when figure skating was awesome.
It was never awesome.
No, it was.
I guess. Yeah, when Tanya Harding.
Backflip. And leg beatings. That's a band name right there.
Backflips and leg beatings.
I'd listen to that band. They're probably a ska band from the 90s.
I'd listen to them.
Backflips and leg beatings. Here's a question. What happens to the stadiums after we're done with the Olympics?
Just let it rot.
Because if I remember right, did I hear something that Pyeongchang actually held the Olympics once before and they just revamped the old stuff?
Don't know.
Because I feel like these giant, huge, expensive stadiums just go unused. They go in ruins before, you can even pay them off.
Oh, dude, I called it Salt Lake City 2002 Winter Olympics.
I saw the 2002 Winter Olympics,
you seen it?
Where they had the fire and, the Olympic flame and all that stuff.
The torch?
Yeah, I went to Salt Lake City and saw it. I wasn't there for that, but I saw it when I was there. The Olympic Park.
I seen it. Let's see where they're going. Winter Olympics next will be in Beijing.
Really?
Yep.
So do we just use the Summer Olympic Park in Beijing? Because we just had Summer Olympics there.
Yeah, in 2008.
Yeah.
So 10 years ago.
Well, that's pretty close still. Yep. That's only a few Olympics ago.
I don't know. I would rather go to the Winter Olympics, I think. But I really want to go back to Tokyo. And that's where the Summer Olympics is in 2020.
Summer Olympics. I don't know. Once the Summer Olympics happens in 2020, because I Wish I Knew Stuff is going to be huge by 2020.
For sure.
We're going to have thousands and thousands of listeners. Just a few more than we already do, basically. And then, I don't know, it would be so cool. Maybe we can do a trip. That would be awesome. So, Here's a weird thing. So, we're in the Winter Olympics.
Yes, we are.
Then the next one is the summer in Tokyo, 2020. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then 2022 would be the next Winter Olympics, right? Mm-hmm. And then 2024 would be the next Summer Olympics.
Ooh.
And then 2028. Yeah. So that's 10 years from now.
Yep.
That says LA. That would not, there's no way they could do Winter Olympics in LA.
They're going to figure it out. Maybe they think
it's in the future.
Yeah. Maybe LA will be in the middle of the ocean by now and floated all the way up towards Alaska. And they just know it's going to happen. So they're just like, well.
That can't be right.
2028 Olympics.
Future Olympics host. City set to host the games. I don't know.
When's Billings?
Never. We're not cool enough.
I don't know. I think we could. Because a lot of times they're not huge towns. Salt Lake is big, but.
So 2024 is a summer in Paris. Then 2028 is also summer in LA. That's 4 years. They skipped because 2026 is to be determined still as far as the Winter Olympics. So the next winter one
Montana.
They should just do. Yeah, don't even call it.
They can do Bozeman or something.
Just Montana. Just do the whole thing. Why not?
Yeah. I bet you if any place in Montana gets Winter Olympics, it would be Big Sky.
I don't think they have the capacity
They would build it.
So they would just build hotels and everything just for the Olympics?
No. They would build an Olympic park, an Olympic.
That's what I'm saying.
All the stuff. They would build all the stuff
they could build all that, but where's everybody going to stay in Bozeman?
Bozeman would be like, this is dope. And then they would
just build.
They would actually, I think that most people in Montana would be like, no. We don't want the Olympics here.
Screw that crap. We don't want a bunch of hippies here.
Yeah, we don't even want people from our own state to stay here. There's already too many people in Montana.
That's because the ones that we don't want to stay that live here aren't from here.
Yeah.
Freaking transplants. Get out.
Get out. David Letterman.
He can stay. He's cool.
Justin Timberlake.
He ain't. Just kidding. Get out of here.
Justin Bieber.
He don't live here, does he?
I think so.
Oh, crap. What if David Letterman, Justin Timberlake, and Bieber all live together?
That'd be a weird house to be in.
Yeah, it would.
David Letterman is a legitimate Montanan, though. He knows his stuff. He does awesome fishing. He knows how to drive in the winter.
That's how you know you belong. If you can go a winter without wrecking your car, then you're allowed to stay.
There. Yep. They plow the roads sometimes.
They were plowing on my way over here.
They've been doing good this year.
They were plowing Monad.
They've been doing good this year for sure. All right, well, let's close out this Olympic podcast, and if you guys have any rebuttals to all the ridiculousness and very just stupid junk that we said about the Olympics, then let us know, because I really want to hear it. I can't wait to ignore your comments about how we don't know what we're talking about, because you're right. There's no rebuttals to be said. We really don't know what we're talking about. We just Google stuff and read Wiki, which we all know that's just terrible things to do. So yeah, that's how that goes. I'm done talking about the Olympics now.
Me too.
I don't care to know anything else about it.
Yeah. But slope style.
Slope style. I know you like the slope style.
How do they keep track of where they're at in the air? Like when they're hitting those giant freaking jumps and spinning 4 times, how do they know where they're at? Like, how do they know when to stop spinning?
They're mutants.
I don't get it. That's something I wish I knew how to do, because that would be super sick.
Hey, if you want to film like an I Wish I Knew Stuff podcast outing where you learn how to go off a giant jump, I will narrate the whole thing.
Oh, that ship has sailed, my friend. I ain't hitting no more jumps.
We could get somebody to dress up like you. That'd be kind of funny.
What if you just did it? And then people would think that you were me.
I ain't doing it. My leg's still broke.
It's in one piece again.
Yeah, you're right.
It's reinforced now.
All right. Hopefully we've been recording this whole time. If not, then meh.
Me.
All right. Bye.
Bye.